did do about like 1,000 streams on this game. Now, I did a fresh restart, so well, I saved my game save to online storage. So if you guys are pissed about this, I can bring it back. But anyways, fresh new restart. This is for the people that have not seen my other streams and just want to watch this all in one quick run. Meaning that now it will be done. I can't read that. Yes. 3:11. Just to make it sure, I'm gonna wait for 1 minute, cause on that retard mode. I'm gonna give it 10 more seconds before I give up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ding dong, ding dong. Ding dong, ding dong. Alright. No. I'm zesty, so I want to make sure it's the right time. You are playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. Credits. Nothing. The end is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is loading.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Gleefully. And I can still walk through my chair. No.
But
I'm
Stanley
staying in
simply
here.
couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go any way except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
What if I did not want to leave? It's my choice on which I leave or not. That choice was no. I will stay eternally in that room. The end is closer. Stanley is now 95.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the trophy?
Yeah.
Click a door 5 times? Is that all you think a trophy is worth? No. I
Give me
can't
it.
just give these
Give it to
merits
me,
away for such
monkey.
little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now, suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition.
I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause. Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks.
I just wanted, I thought I had to click it 5 times.
No. I'm still not feeling it. I want this trophy to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley. I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way no matter the cost.
Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
I swear to God. Where?
Oh, great. Now, go click a few times on door 437. Excellent. I think we're getting somewhere. Now, door 415. Let's give it 10 clicks or so.
Why 10? Hold on. Hi, person in chat. What's going on? This is a fresh new restart of the game. Maybe I can't do nothing. Said 417? No. 415.
Now, back to door number 437.
Why does this thing just like cut out like that? Because that's not odd at all. 425's right here and there's 425.
Let's see. How about you click on, well, I don't know, the copy machine? All right, back to room 417. I'm really feeling it now. I think we're getting somewhere.
I'm about to be super mad.
Okay, now go climb on employee 419's desk.
Why?
Yes! This is great! You're putting it all on the line, Stanley. I like that. All right, let's keep it up. Go give me a few clicks on door 416.
I'm gonna lose it if I have to do another thing after this.
We've almost got it! Now the copy machine, do that one again! Finish it off, Stanley! 5 clicks on door 430! Yes! We did it! Oh.
Why? What is this? No!
Wow.
Hold
That
on!
felt
The
amazing.
bumpscosity! Oh, my eyes! The bumpscosity! Oh, I'm
You really earned
fired!
it, Stanley. Nothing could hold you back. Yes, I'm very proud of how far we've come today.
Yeah, me too.
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet? Ah, then in that case we'll continue. But now, here comes the real question. What do you think would have happened if you had told me that you wanted this to stop? Do you think it would have been particularly different? Would I have taken the same idea but rephrased it superficially to fit that answer? Perhaps you never would even have thought of it if I hadn't brought up the issue in the first place. Oh, now think about it. Will it be worth it for you to restart and then come back here just to do the other option? Clearly, this whole gag takes some time. What if the other option is even longer? How long will you spend in total just to have heard all the narration? Oh, and this is rich. Perhaps you've just played the other option, and now you've come to see what happens in this one. So, what do you think? Which choice was the better one? Imagine if you had selected continue on your first playthrough, how tantalizing it would be not knowing what happens when you pick the other option. Indeed, you are one of the lucky ones. Though if the other option is really miserable to listen to, then perhaps you're not. In fact, I'm just going to say that no one who's listening to this is lucky. Well now, I've built up the other option so much that I'm going to stop talking and leave you to your decision whether to come back here, continue with the game, or just sit in this spot forever and ever. Cheers.
I'll wait. No. I'll wait. I don't care how long it takes, but I'll wait. Well, now I get to play this for the entire duration of today. Somebody kill me. I don't want to play this for the rest of the day until 12. And I'm not gonna. Even though it's Tuesday. Oh, that's just not my problem. Hold up. I have an idea. It's better not in my stream. But I'm still in error. It did not work. So I have another idea. So we're just gonna Alright, now I'm just gonna wait for 1 minute. Come on. I did it wrong. That's my problem. Meaning that this is not. Alrighty, there. Now I'm just gonna wait. So it's gonna take a minute. Come on. Hey. I know I got it. No, I didn't. It still hasn't been a minute somehow. This clock has lied. It's still not 12. How is it still not 12, bro? Maybe I broke the clock.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
It's
Go
12.
to the meeting room.
It is 12. It's actually like 3:29 in real time, but
Perhaps he had simply missed
I may or may not have just changed
memo.
my clock.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna work. Okay, that's why. It's because I actually have to do it. I just like, yeah, automatically do that. I need it to, like, oh my god, bro. Is this thing, like, not gonna work? Alright, there. Is it 30? No, it's 3:30. Duh. I'm not gonna be getting that trophy, I can guarantee you that. Try to break the game. Aha. Abracadabra.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Do not alter without consulting whiteboard manager. Group 4 Ox. Fox? Furries! Ah! Office party. Let me up on this table. I know there's a way. There's always a way. I will always find a way. There's gotta be a way on this table, bro. It's definitely possible. I swear to God. They push for funding for rid R plus D of new coffee machine. Should I get Chris out of the broom closet? Hire someone to synergize papers. I don't let it ball up inside you. I don't know what I didn't read that, so I'm just gonna go in here.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
And right back in.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow. Just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here. It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
I wonder what that means. Free all, facts all.
He's still in the broom closet, standing around doing nothing. Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
Okay. You really thought?
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right?
What a
If
bet.
I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it.
I'm gonna click on every little thing. There's gotta be something in here, man.
Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friend, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
They do. Wait, I don't have any.
Stanley was fat and ugly and really, really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
What? I gotta fix it. It's like cutting off. Radical? Oh. No! I didn't mean to do that. I gotta go back to the broom closet. I have to. I vow to go back to the broom closet. If I don't, then somebody slap me and call me Willie. Or pinch my nipple or call me Donald Trump. Get this reticle out. No. Pinch my nipple and call me Donald Trump. Oh. You're a... Ah, my eyes! The bumscosity. I need the bumscosity. What the sigma? What the sigma, bruh? Oh my sigma. Oh my sigma.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go... Oh no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
I'm back.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Something red down there. I don't like it. To be rich isn't a crime. To commit crimes isn't it rich? What a life it would be to have to just pick one. I want to play with Panda. I want to play with the Panda. Business strategy! Now he's got a point there. Did you just say Stanley? Where's the end of this elevator? Let me out. Oh, there. I didn't go anywhere. Build the wall!
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
Oh, AIDS! Build the
Feeling
wall!
soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Yeah, right. Oh, fuck. Please, somebody get me out of here. You McChicken. That's how it be feeling to stretch.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Ah!
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Bet. Yeah, bet. Let's bet on it, little
The door
boy.
behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Let me check this out. Ah! I fell! I didn't get to make my joke. Was it scarier? Ooga booga scary. Oh my god! Bro, I'll just jump out.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned
Oh, go die.
and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
It stopped.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Cap. Liar. You know what we do to liars? We take a hell Rainbow Hello Kitty, pink Rainbow Hello Kitty, 12-inch dildo and shove it up their ass.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Whoa, what is this place? Oh my god. I'm back. Anyways, where was I? Office layout. This blueprint shows the office from the beginning of the game. The path from Stanley's office to the two doors, which was the first part of the game that was built. Sections have been added and altered throughout development throughout the core. Blah 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 McChicken. Uh. Timmy. No game street. Play daily pass. Blah blah blah. Blah. Bitty bitty dam bam. Turning left, turning left. Bitty bitty bum bum. Bitty bitty bum bum. Indeed. Noward. Bitty bitty bum bum. What was that?
Stanley pushed the orange lever. Now look closely, Stanley. See how it's impossible for the player to do anything in this room? Perfect example of poor level design, textbook mistake. It's the kind of thing you pick up on intuitively if you had even the most fundamental understanding of good and bad game design. But of course, you being you, you'll probably spend the next hour trying to solve it. Here, I'm just going to make this easy on you. Then he pushed the number 8. Finally, he pushed the number 9. Stanley stood on the roof. Still nothing? I don't know. Well, in that case, I'll tell you what. You win. Congratulations. You did it. I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job.
Dick?
What do we do now? I don't... Stanley, right now, where am I? Stanley I'm trying to figure out, but I can't... Stanley, who am I? Can you speak to me? Please talk. Have we done this before? Have we been in this room before? How many times have we done this? How many times have I said these exact words? Say something. Anything. Help me, Stanley. I don't know who I... What I... Stanley. Well, help. Try the other one. Go. Now then, this elevator for sure will get him...
I'm not doing that. I am not doing that. Cap. Bitty bitty bomb bomb. Just let me leave this place. I'm not even gonna question that. Just let me out, bro. I'm lost. From Civola. Final warning. Dick? A banana? That is not a banana. That's a hot dog. I'm trapped. I'm lost. I guess I just have to explore until I get out of here. I'm actually lost. I'm being serious. I swear on my life, I'm lost. I don't.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
Hi, Yazia Bill. What's up? How you doing? How's your day?
Can you see?
What did I do?
Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Some...
No!
Listen to me. You can...
No, I'm just gonna change something. It's okay, that's great to hear. Well, I guess welcome to the stream. Or, already said that. Welcome to the stream, though. Actually, don't need this one. Well, that's just, it's just painful to have on. But it's great to hear.
Still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Turn off your PlayStation.
How do you know I'm playing? How do you know I'm playing on the PlayStation? How do you know that? They're watching me.
There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let...
I'll be fine. Maybe. Oh, I'm totally not dead. The end is never the end is never the end. It's never the end. What? Where am I? What is this
All of his
place?
co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Yeah, what
Stanley
could it
decided to go to the
mean?
meeting
Where
room.
am I?
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Get me out of here. Wait, what? I'm just not gonna worry
When
about
Stanley
it.
came to a set of two open doors.
No.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Have fun with that. Hello, second person in chat. What's up?
But
How's your
Stanley
day?
didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here, it's, left. Oh, no. No, it's to the right. My mistake. No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh, dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
Alright.
Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Hold up. Give me a sec, guys. I gotta do something real quick. Alright. Back. I swear to God, bro, I have to tell my friend to STFU, bro. Like, he's Wait, shut up now.
No, 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 no. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just
What is that?
to oh,
Fired?
who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now.
Pirate!
The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, hmm? Okay, from the top.
Okay then, yeah, it'll be fine. Alright,
All of
we're
his
back.
co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
What the hell is this?
Wait, what? No, I restarted. Completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
This way. Found it. Maybe not.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this.
What? Oh, someone left. Oh my God, bro, I don't care about that. Yes, your Bill. Are you still here, or is it the other person that left?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Surely it works now.
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
What the hell?
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything? Aha! I knew we'd missed something. The story. Here it comes. No, wait, never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
And then it's just gonna be an abandoned outhouse. It's gonna be an abandoned house. Well, damn.
Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win!
Yay!
Congratulations! I know you
I
put in a
did
lot of
it!
hard work, and it really paid off. So, good job. Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Why? Again? I swear to God, it's gonna be some broken place. I would be concerned.
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that? You see? The line knows where the story is.
Yeah, totally.
It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought.
Where am I?
Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story?
Now hold up, he
Simply
has
by
a
the
point
act
there.
of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Da, 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 da. Let's go! W music. What keeps on happening?
Wait, cut the music. Go back.
Oh, what the
and look at that
hell?
fern. Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Alright, now we're gonna continue playing the music. Do it!
Wait,
The
what?
music!
We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell? Oh, no, not again, Line. How could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it.
427!
Restart.
Then we're just gonna be in some random place again. Imagine. Oh.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Okay.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it. Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine. Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control.
All right.
How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere. which means that somewhere the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly
Right is always right.
then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
And then they both lead to the same place. I knew it! You just wasted time.
Oh, hold up, what's this?
Deviate from the maintenance room, end up in the monitor room. There to restart the game. Discover the two doors from now have many additional.
And we're supposed to restart
Aim was wondering. There to restarts. The office is now a dead end. Turn around, find another dead end. End up in another building. There to restarts. Venture line, nonsense, philosophy, and music. Return to the office. Return to the monitor room. Venture into unexplored territory. Find the line again.
Simply because it's written here on this thing wall.
Find the confusion ending schedule and restart again.
Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really?
So I gotta do something.
I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep
previous
restarting.
restarts.
I don't want to forget what's going
Stanley
on.
attempts to play the story, but is prevented, unable to go anywhere or do anything.
Do it. I won't
Restarts,
do it.
find the line again,
Do it.
begin following the line, find an identical replica
Stopped.
of the office that begins
Does that mean,
did
we do it?
attempt to
Did we
make a
break the
stir
cycle?
here.
The,
Near
whatever it
restarts,
is
there's
that made
no
this schedule.
longer an office, simply
How would
black
we even
stays,
know?
wander in blackness,
Will
find a
someone
bookstore,
come
get
for us?
bored and leave.
Will
Narrator
something
restarts, the narrator's gone. After a long time, Stanley dies.
Okay.
I
I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you...
The hell was that? Hey guys, I'll be back in like 45 seconds. I gotta go grab something real quick, so I'll be right back. Hold on. Is this still... Alright. I'm back. Surprising that both of you people in chat are still here. But alright.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley
Everything.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
man. We're cooked. New content.
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
New content. Weird.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
2.
Okay, so far
What
it's
could
an
it be?
elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure. Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, there we go. All right,
Finally!
At long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
Then let's do it.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if the... Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
Let's see. Sorry, guys. I'm also
All
eating
right.
right now.
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
Oh yeah. Glorious jumps. I have a feeling that this is gonna be in the other game, in another part of the game. So I'm gonna say like 5 jumps. 4.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
And then there's not.
Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And if... Oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
Thank you for enjoying the new content.
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's trophies, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test trophy, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
Well, now what? We just restart? Where's the foot? Where am I?
Stanley, come over here. In the... Oh, you don't want to see the cool surprise I made for you? Well, fine. You're a dork anyway, so who cares?
What did I do to you? Wait. Alright, fine. You win, you McMucky.
Oh, never mind. You're not a dog.
I am. Should I do it? Should I not? Should I do it? Should I? Alright, fine, let's go. Why am I still crouching? I could stand up here. I mean, I wouldn't be jumping. Cause maybe it would be jumping. Now, hold on. I don't know, bro. I go down there? Yeah, I am.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be?
I would not do that, bro.
Past, and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look.
What?
I call it the Memory Zone.
Yo!
It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC. You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap PlayStation port? Remember back in October of 2013 when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
Stanley Parable demonstration? That's the demo. What? Yeah, right. Let me check. Alright, so they're lying. So it's super go outside. Don't play it for 10 years. Settings Royal Champion speedrun. Quick door 435 times. 8. I don't understand that. 8. No, seriously, we can't. We disabled it because you can't jump. Welcome back. Quit the game and restart. Test trophy, please ignore. Beat the game. Get your first trophy. Yeah, just those.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like
Yay!
this stunning triumph of games journalism. 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now.
Cap.
A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
Fire. I thought that was some skibbity toilet and I was about to shoot someone.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. All they had to do was transport it in pristine condition along to the PlayStation. Boom, done. And they couldn't even do that. Couldn't resist the urge to go meddling with a beloved franchise. These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here?
Oh no, oh God, no, Stanley. It's a collection of reviews from Pressurized Gas, the extremely popular online storefront for computer games. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here.
Me either.
Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they? Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
You can stick them up your head. Hey, that's a good review. Why is it down here?
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't. Oh dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record.
Throw it in the ocean over there.
Like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable.
What's this one got to say?
Why is this the only part of the game that's actually sad, bro? I'm kidding.
You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button.
A skip button?
Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that.
If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for...
2 people are still watching? Dang, guys, you like this? No. Why are they still here, dude? That's odd. Most people just leave in like the 5 minutes.
Go ahead and give it a shot.
Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course,
Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. I can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this, and whether they'll edit the rating of their pressurized gas review, or at least change some of the wording, perhaps. To be honest, I don't even know if one can change their review in the first place. I guess I should become better educated on how exactly pressurized gas works. Perhaps that would have been a smart thing to check on before I went on about this whole exercise of making the skip button. Although I have to imagine that after seeing this exciting new technology at work, surely whoever it is... Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? It's not unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble
Where'd the
on to
door
myself
go?
about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that
Where'd the door go?
we not press the button again. I think the skip button has been aptly demonstrated, and we can say goodbye to it. Stanley! Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone. I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls 1,000 times, and there's no door, Stanley. There's no door. There's just you and the button, and if you keep pressing it, I have no idea what will happen. I have no idea how long I'll be made to sit here, and more than anything else, I don't know how to stop you from pressing the button again.
Stop
I can't
talking
control
then.
anything in this room, Stanley. I can't touch it, and I have to believe. I have to know that sooner or later, no matter how much I plead with you, you're going to press the button again. Why would you? I've been thinking and thinking, and I don't know what I can do to convince you otherwise. Oh, my God. And it's all because of those reviews. Those reviews that I couldn't get out of my head. I just couldn't ignore the negative feedback. Why was it so important for me to fix the problem? Why did Cookie 9's opinion matter so much to me? I've never even met Cookie 9. I have no idea who they are. What would it ever really matter? But here I am. I'm fixating on every tiny negative thing that anyone ever says about me. The merest mention of one of my imperfections, and I become as impetulant as a child. Wild and impulsive. I can't help myself. I can't stop myself from lashing out with a vengeful fury to alter and to change and to break anything unbroken, if only it pleases this one person who made a single negative comment. What does such an impulse serve? For whose benefit is this? And here I am now, stuck in a room, waiting for you to press this button, and to become frozen in time, knowing that you're going to do it, and that I'm going to be stuck all alone, and that I had the power to prevent it all from happening, if only I'd held my tongue. It's all out of my control now. Just you. Just your decision as to exactly when you're going to make me suffer, to leave me all alone. Surely you will. I don't doubt it. Surely you'll press that button again, leaving me here. And surely
Yeah, I
you'll
will
put
if you
your
don't stop
own
talking.
desire to
Stop
see what's
yapping!
next ahead of my need for company, for compassion. Not be moved by my howls of fitful anxiety, that you sit with me and just stay here. Oh, no, I know you too well. You'll be leaving. Oh, my God. And it's all because of those reviews that I couldn't get out of my head.
His dialogue
I
just
just
reset.
couldn't ignore. Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here. Not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking and you saying nothing. Would you think that it's exactly the same?
I couldn't
as
say
always?
anything anyways.
Doesn't that feel like what we've already been doing? Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time. I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you
A
ever
year?
sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities. I felt nothing at all but regret for the longest time, Stanley. Days, months. I lost it all in a blur of the deepest longing to undo the past. And when that feeling had begun to subside, what took its place is what I can only describe as the collapse of every moment.
Shut up. Like I care.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability, it's the...
I don't know, bro. I think he just died.
The end is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is
It's
never
never
the
the
end,
end, it's never the 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 end,
is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end.
He died now. It's gotta be dead now. In the end, it's never the end, it's never the end, it's never the end, it's never the end. What happened? Like, bro! Somebody save me! Actually, no, I got it. Bro! Okay then. Like that. Nah. This is something straight out of Minecraft. Get me out. Okay then. Let's go, bro. I don't think I'm gonna find anything ever. think I think this is the end of time. What? So, that's what not to do. Hooray! That's what not to do. Today. I'm back. Is he dead?
All of his co-workers were
No.
gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
No. Yeah, sure.
Oh, good. You notice my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Yeah! Get this party started! Oh yeah, you gotta get swifty. Yeah, you gotta get swifty. You gotta get swifty, Tyler. Who's Tyler? My grandma.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which
Stanley
is why
Parable
I'm very proud to
2.
announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
New
Yes, you
mug.
see, isn't this far superior to a measly port with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many
Time to
possibilities. They
wake
could go
up.
in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
Testing 2 printers at the same time.
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
Okay, then we're just not gonna question this
Now, to
stuff.
be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for
Scrum.
it. I figure
Design
that if I
pitch.
can loosely
Number
organize a
2
handful
chat.
of interesting concepts,
design
that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really. Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
Going straight to the bucket. Please, no screenshots.
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm
Took a screenshot. What are you gonna do
well,
about it?
someday, and happy 12th birthday. Which would you go with?
You.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Get well someday it is.
Oh, good day. Can I leave now?
Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision. We're moving. A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes.
Why did it change the subtitle?
The bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try.
Taking a screenshot of that. This is just like gonna be a thumbnail. How about that? What was that laugh?
Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you
Bucket
the
heaven.
slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on and on, don't they? All this and more awaits you in the Stanley Parable 2.
I'm taking my bucket with me everywhere.
Does anyone give out awards for a video game?
No.
That really should be an award if it isn't already.
Just had to do it. The gym button.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button. Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim. I want you to imagine yourself living as Jim, sleeping and waking as Jim, falling in love and being heartbroken as Jim, seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim, and as Jim watching your dreams crumble into dust.
Jim.
Whoa, hold on. I wasn't finished setting up the backstory. If you don't properly roleplay as Jim, then you'll never understand the impact of this button. Otherwise, it's just a stupid button that says somebody else's name. Okay, we're doing it again, and this time let me finish first. Now, allow yourself to become Jim. Imagine yourself driving to work as Jim, playing frisbee on the weekends as Jim, staying up all night for a...
Jim.
All right, fine, whatever. It's just a meaningless button that says Jim. Are you happy now? Get out of here. I'm done with this button.
No!
Why don't you go humiliate me in front of a different feature that I worked very hard on? See, if you'd only played along, that would have been your name, the button says. But no. Instead, oh,
Jim.
I can't
Jim.
even think
Jim.
about it.
Jim.
I'm taking the Jim,
Jim.
button away.
Jim. 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 Jim.
It's just disintegrated. It's just like waiting till the floor and then abracadabra. Magical disappearlo. I am a Jim. Jim. But then I parable.
Maybe I'll
Number
only
2.
let people named Jim play the Stanley Parable too. They would appreciate what I've created here.
Free trophy?
Now, here's something special. You remember that broken test trophy that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the trophy. Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you... Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the trophy is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
Wah, 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 wah.
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
Goo goo gaga. Me cry cry wah. Goo goo gaga.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time, if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium. You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward.
Nah, we'll see how infinite this hole really is.
Now, I don't mean to be a bummer. Use the teleport button to go back to the top. Maybe do it on the sooner rather than later spectrum of things.
There's an end to the hole. For sure.
Okay,
I can tell you
Stanley,
this.
I don't know quite how to say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly exaggerated the infinite nature of the hole. Is it a very, very deep hole? To be certain it is. It's an extremely deep hole. I don't want anyone to say that it isn't an astonishingly deep hole. It is. Is it infinite? Well, that sort of depends on your definition of infinity. From one perspective, the infinite is merely philosophical in nature. It's more of a... Okay, well, good for you. You found the bottom of the hole.
So the actual hole, the hole at the top, it's only taking up 2 pixels on my screen right now.
You found me out, Stanley. I'm a liar and a cheat, and you're so clever. Look, I think the issue here is just that you're unusually fascinated by falling. What normal person actually wants to fall infinitely?
Me.
I figured the hole was as deep as anyone would actually need. Don't you put
Just
this
the
on me.
2 of
Maybe
us.
you're the problem.
We can make it if we try. Just the 2 of us.
Things got a
Just
little
the
heated
2
there.
of
I think
us.
we both said
Just
some
the
things we
2
didn't
of
mean.
us.
Why don't
Building
we just
castles
put
in
all
the
this
sky.
behind us
Just
and
the
agree
2
to
of
just
us.
call the whole
You and I.
mostly infinite. If that works
The
for
pause
you,
button is a
then go
Roman
ahead and
numeral
press the
2.
teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole, and we can move on. I'll just be up here when you're ready.
Meeting at 2 p.m. Sincerely, management. Meeting at 2 p.m. New mug. A lot of cigarettes. Just the 2 of us. We can make it if we die.
Great. Now, I'm... Oh, for heaven... You see, I was right. The problem is you. The problem is that you like holes too much. Not normal. A normal person would have said, yep, that's an infinite hole, right?
I don't need to see it all, but not you. Oh, no, 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 no.
Oh, it's
You
the
have
end of
a
the hole.
weird sort of... Oh. Did the hole seem even shorter to you
Just
this
the
time?
two
I
of
couldn't
us.
help but feel
We
like
can
you spent a
make
little
it if
less
we
time
try.
in there
Just
than
the
you did
two
before.
of us.
I mean, admittedly, I didn't make an
I'm a
infinite
McChicken.
hole. I didn't think it was that not infinite. Well, I suppose once again there's nothing to do here. If you decide you've had enough of the hole, you can hit the teleport button and come join me up above. Had enough? I'm positively thrilled. Gosh, how could I have guessed? You're back in the hole. If this
Oh,
starts
it's
to
already
become a
over.
thing where... Wow. Okay. Yes. I'm starting to become extremely certain that the hole is not
Just
only
the
not
two
infinite,
of us.
but that it's
We
growing
can
steadily
make it
less
if
and
we
less
try.
infinite.
Just the
I
two
suspect
of
that I'm
us.
starting to hit the
Just
point
the two
where it's no
of
longer
us.
feasible
Go
to call the
die.
hole infinitely deep, even by the lax overall standards for accountability in marketing. What's going on here? Stanley, I have no explanation for the uncertain nature of the hole's length.
So what would happen whenever the
Let's
hole
try
gets to the
something.
top?
Let's pop back up to the top, and we'll see if it gets any shorter.
What would happen if this hole here gets to the top?
Well, there it is.
Oh.
The shame of my lie has come to haunt me. Not only is the hole... How is this still appealing to you? I know you're obsessed with holes, but at this depth, I just can't see this scratching the itch. Oh, who am I to judge? You just do whatever it is you're here to do and hit the teleport button when you're ready to move on.
Oh.
Is the, teleport button not working? You sure? Well, I mean, I really don't have an explanation. Still nothing? Well, I suppose there is one thing I can do to fix this. I'm out. Goodbye, Stanley. You couldn't bear to be away from
Just
the hole.
the two
And now
of
you'll
us.
get more time with
We
it
can
than you
make
could
it
ever have
if we
asked for.
try.
It's a win
Just
for
the
everyone.
two of us.
You get to be with
Just
the hole.
the
I get
two
to do
of us.
literally
Just
anything
the
else.
two of us.
Take care,
Building
Stanley.
castles in
I
the
hope you
sky.
and the hole
Just the
have a
two of
wonderful
us.
eternity together.
Hey, where are you going? You didn't like my performance? Man, I have no friends. Maybe I should hop off the hallucinogens and start sinking in this hole. Wait, that would be on hallucinogens. Well, I'm already on those, so come on, hole. Let's go deeper. You're my best friend. Let's go. Let's go to the core of the earth. Alright, let's go. Bye. My only friend. Da da dee da 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 da. We'll be fine.
Stanley! Stanley! Oh,
Hey, you
good
threw
Lord,
off my
It seems you
groove.
had sort of dozed off there, drifting away into dreamland. But we can't have that, Stanley, because this hole is just so darn fascinating that I want you to be wide awake for every second of it. You don't want to miss a single moment. So how about if I just pop in from time to time and wake you up to keep you just on the hole?
Okay.
From the looks of things, you and I will have many, many years here in this hole, and I'm
Ooh.
looking forward to all of them. Stay alert, Stanley. I'll be back. Toodlepip.
Here we go again. My bucket. Me
Here
and
we
my
are.
bucket.
Go on. Try out some of the new
Yeah.
features.
The gym button. Where'd the jump circle go? Yes.
You know what, Stanley? I actually think the jump circle was a pretty good idea. I'd like to hang on to that for the sequel.
Man, what the fuck? You're white. Hey guys, it'll be a minute. I'm looking at some things, postcards from second grade, cause I swapped schools and I had a lot of friends. So, yeah, hey, I'll be busy for a minute. All right, guys, I'm back. So that's hella a lot
An epilogue would be
of
fun, wouldn't it,
nostalgia.
Stanley? Yes, yes, it would go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
Wait, what? I've been on the stream for about 2 hours. Like, oh.
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with...
And then you move the hell on with... Yeah, we're just not going to talk about what he was going to say.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
Okay.
All right, have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now?
I need my bumpscosity. mostly infinite hole. Fine, it ended. Now, I must be the settings world champion.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
A. Open what?
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Almost.
This is the
Why? How? I've done everything. I'm gonna make sure one more time. And then I give up. Just to make sure. I really just gotta make sure.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. This is the story of a man named Stanley. This is the story of a...
So hold on. Yeah, it says Stanley. Okay. Oh my god, I can't. Oh my god. I was bamboozled.
I can...
Done. I gotta fix it. Bump scarcity.
see you've gotten the...
Oh my god, the
World
bump scarcity in here. Holy hell. The bump scarcity is so
Trophy.
powerful.
Well done. You've experienced every setting. Traveled to all corners of the settings menu. There's nothing you haven't seen.
They will never
So just for
set
you, in the
every
Stanley
setting
Parable
slider
2,
to every possible
I'm including an
setting.
entirely new setting. Something called bumpscosity. What exactly is bumpscosity? Well, I haven't quite figured that part out yet, but I know that you'll be able to adjust it on some sort of slider and that it'll be accessible from the settings menu. We'll sort out the rest of the details later. I hope you're looking forward to trying out every level of bumpscosity in the Stanley Parable 2.
Alright, I don't care anymore.
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay, are you ready? Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on, let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2. Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2. Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
This is a story of a man named Stanley. Oh, fuck. I'm gonna pick all this up, bro. Like, what the Sigma? Like, I just gotta, what? Love not, what not? McChicken, looking up. Hold up, I gotta do something. You guys can just watch this happen for a sec while I email someone. Actually, no. The end is never the end. It's never the end. Okay. I don't care about chess and Gmail. I need my email. Gmail. Ah.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Hold up. What am I yapping about? Fear Quake was so long ago. What was your favorite part of second grade? Math, sorry. Meth. Yeah, we're in school, guys. My favorite part of school is doing meth. Where did I go? I just sent into touch. Wait, what? What the hell? Alright. Yo, people, why are you still watching this? It's been over 2 hours. Dude. Hello, are you guys dead? Are you still
All
alive?
his co-workers were gone.
Someone
What
call
could it mean?
911.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Stanley picked up the bucket. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
I entered the door on my left. Wait, what? What does that mean? Is my stream gonna end?
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd... Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy. It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket. I know how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong.
It's 5:29, bro.
Companion and lifelong friend. You can't hand it over. Oh no. We're getting into name-calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk, that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket? Stanley, I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons, but even this is worse than I had imagined. And wait, now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends? That your relationship is purely superficial and convenient? That your life is... that you'd feel the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened to lay in your path in an even partially enticing manner? Well, I'd never. Go on, Stanley. Lay into it. Really tell the broom closet off for its demeaning comments. Expand on the wide variety of experiences you and the bucket have shared together. Go
I
through each of them
want
point
my
by point.
stickers.
Share your journal entries detailing the rich emotional landscape of your feelings for the bucket, as they have changed and evolved over the years. Let him have it. Okay, I've got you something which I think will help settle this debate once and for all. Here we go. There. Now it's settled. No more debate, no more discussion. Take a hike, broom closet, with all your meandering philosophical diatribes about the nature of cleaning supplies and their relationship to broom closets in the natural order of things.
Bro, I'm just chilling.
All right, I've got a second sticker back here, and I'm going to slap it on as well because I think it's appropriate. You see? I feel that it works because the sticker is also a bucket. That way, if you're ever unsure whether the thing you're holding is a bucket or not, you can look down at this sticker and say to yourself, ah, it's a bucket.
There really is a wide variety of applications for this sticker.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
Yeah. What? No, what? What just happened? What was that? Dude! Bro, what was that? That was not supposed to happen. That was not part of the game. Hello? Now it's just me and my bucket. I'm all alone with my bucket. And my keyboard. The end is never, the end is never, the end is never, the end is never, the end is never. The end is never, 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 the end. Why is it always this?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Wait, hold
Stanley
up.
decided to go to
I
the
broke
meeting
the
room.
game.
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms.
I already
and a
had
wave
this
of
bucket.
comfort rushed over him.
What just happened? I think I broke the game.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Stanley, we must move on from this broom closet, simply because I have no remaining stickers. If I did, you can guarantee...
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office. But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. He looked down at the bucket in his arms. Am I crazy? He asked the bucket. The bucket returned his gaze, but said nothing at all. That's strange, Stanley thought. Usually the bucket is a source of guidance and wisdom for me in difficult times such as these. He held the bucket close, yet felt none of its familiar reassurance. And that's when Stanley realized, this isn't my bucket. It's just a normal, everyday bucket.
I have stickers to prove it.
Someone else's bucket, perhaps. How did I end up with someone else's bucket? This is all terribly wrong. Surely no good would come from this. Who knows?
The game is breaking, all because I fell out of the map.
What sorts of bizarre hallucinations Stanley might experience without the psychologically grounding presence of his bucket. And indeed, now he noticed that the rooms were repeating, which was, of course, very odd. And now he felt himself floating off the ground. Oh, gracious, he exclaimed. Without my bucket, I've gone truly mad. Where is it? I must find it. Far off in the distance now, he heard it, calling to him.
Stanley! Stanley, it's me, the bucket.
Oh,
Could it truly be?
bucket!
He rushed forward from room to room,
Bucket?
passing by one bucket after the next. None of them were his. None of
Which
them were
one
his
has
special
right?
bucket.
Which one has
Come
the
to
sticker?
me, Stanley. Find me.
He had to find the bucket. He had to return to his old friend. It was the only way to truly restore his sanity. And then suddenly, he froze dead in his tracks. He knew where the voice of the bucket had been coming from. The real bucket was inside of him all along. It was
What is
incredibly
happening here?
painful. Stanley doubled over in agony and blacked out. This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, picked up her bucket of comfort and security, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town, talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. Right away, she knew what the problem was. This man had no bucket. Of course he'd gone mad, ranting and raving about a narrator describing all of his actions and how everything is predetermined and free will is an illusion and it's all just a video game. It could all have been prevented if only he'd taken his bucket with him.
I had
Perhaps
my
he didn't even
bucket.
realize he'd forgotten his bucket at home in the first place. How cruel the world can be, Marielle thought, and she hugged her own bucket even tighter. But of course, she had no time for this. There were a myriad of confusing problems she would soon have to confront at work, for which her bucket would provide absolute guidance and total clarity on everything. Heck yes, she thought to herself, my life kicks ass. And she backflipped all the way to work.
She backflipped all the way to work. Yeah, that's a normal day. Alrighty.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
I don't know what it could
Stanley
mean.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
I'm seeing some things, man. Oh, it took my legs. I'm short now.
The confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the bucket. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
Another miniature Stanley figurine. This, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini stands? Stanley figs? What about Stanlerines? Yes, I think I like that. Another Stanlerine under your belt.
I can fall.
But Stanley feared that any path he walked might lead to the separation of himself and the bucket, his dearest friend. So he threw himself to his death, that they might die in one another's arms. How deeply touching.
Okay, I did not know.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I was concerned for a second, and I was supposed to say, I broke the game. Help me. Meeting today in the meeting room.
Warmth spread through Stanley's arms. With the bucket in his arms again, he was home.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to it. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
Nah, I'm being chilling. I'm being chilling. Ding 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 ding. Jenny, I know you're in my chat. You can't hide. Oh, no.
Okay, this is day number 295. Tape number... I don't even know. I've lost track. Nothing feels real anymore. The longer I study this bucket, the less sense anything makes. The sheer euphoria I feel every time I pick it up. No matter how many times I've done it, it's always the same feeling. And the emptiness in my chest when I set it down. It doesn't make sense. There's no explanation for it. I still haven't figured out why I see the world so differently when this bucket is in my arms. Why everything feels so... What do I do with this treasure? I can monetize it. Yes. It's unthinkable the amounts of money people will pay for even just an hour with the bucket. This is my golden ticket. But I have to be careful, because as soon as this gets out, there's going to be a target on my back. Even now, I don't know who might be trying to get... What's that? Who's there?
The end is never 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 the end. The end is never the end is never end. The end is never the end is never the end.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Huh. That feels weird. That doesn't feel right. I'm pretty sure I took a right instead of a left. Mm-mm. Yeah, it is a right.
The bumpscosity in here is absolutely overwhelming.
Nah.
You people have got to be nuts.
It was alright.
How can you stand this much bumpscosity?
Stanley picked up the bucket and smiled. He'd never be alone again, not truly alone, not with the bucket around. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Good.
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked. No, stop. Look there on the wall, you see? There's a sign right there. It says, "No buckets past this point." Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here? Unless, what if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket? I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket. Please, step in here for a moment.
Hop, 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 hop.
Now then, I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket. Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket. Okay, let's begin. Item 1. Is this a bucket?
Obviously not.
Correct. It is a hologram of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
It's a 3D printed.
Item 2. Is this a bucket?
It's a 3D printed
Correct.
one.
It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
Item 3. Is this a bucket?
Oh my god, bro, obviously.
Correct. This is a bucket.
I'm too smart.
Item 4. Is this a bucket?
No.
Correct. This is a tractor and not a bucket. To be honest, I just sort of put this one in here as a gimme, but I was starting to get concerned that even this might be too much for you. Thank you for not making me look like an idiot. Okay, next one. Is this a bucket?
Oh my god, bro, obviously.
Correct. This is a bucket. Item 6. Is this a bucket?
It's a trick. It's...
Trick question.
Yeah.
Both. Gotcha. Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be around here somewhere.
Obviously.
Okay, you and I both know there isn't anything here. And I don't appreciate the implication that nothing is a bucket when we both clearly know that a bucket is something. And therefore nothing could possibly be something.
Hold on. Oh man, everybody left. Oh, come on, Adam. Give me a minute. To do something about it. The hell? Is that a stroke? Hey Liam, I got a new headset. This costed like $40. I bought it. So, does it sound better than the last one did? Alright, William, I'll play some GTA after I finish this stream.
In your
Anyways,
twisted
now where
mind,
was
have
I?
you somehow convinced yourself that a bucket is nothing? Answer me straight, Stanley. Do you believe that nothing is a bucket? You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am I a bucket? Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry. But I'm going to erase all buckets from the game entirely. Okay, here we go.
Woo! My bucket! Get to safety!
What happened? Is everything gone? Why did everything disappear? Wait, was everything a bucket? Every single thing in the game was a bucket? Oh my God, I had no idea. How could... Except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either. Oh, this is wonderful news. We're not buckets. Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue. But it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what, I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay? And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person? All right, here we go.
else to do because there's not
Already this was
much
uncomfortable,
else.
and Stanley decided that as soon as he found a new space he felt safe in, that he...
Now it's time for the epilogue. Epilogue. Probably. I don't know if it's unlucky yet. It should be though. No, it's not. I have to reset. I have to reopen the game. So, I guess I'm gonna set the game and create a number ultimate to this.